Okay, I've been fiddling around with different audio and visual video things today, and I can't get a very good sound quality. I'm sorry about that right now. I'm quite close to my tablet, so hopefully it will pick something up better than it did before. I wanted to show finishing the collar on the Chasubles. I don't think I'm going to show that. I can't really. It's too close. But I will demonstrate a new thing well, it's not new, it's new to me, but it's an older concept, but it's a continuous needle threader. And I'm going to need a spare pin cushion, which is what I've got here. I'm just making some room on the side there. I'm going to take all these needles from the continuous threader and poke them in there for now. I'm sorry this is like an extreme close-up, but what I thought would work didn't work, so that's just off there. But the concept of a continuous threader, I'm going to need these. The concept of a continuous threader is that you thread a whole bunch of needles and have your spool of thread there so that when one runs out of thread, you just pull the next one from the lot. And I think I'm going to turn on the light. Sorry. I guess that helps a little. Okay, it'll help my eyes anyway. So, the concept is this. You put your thread inside the continuous threader, and even though this is smaller in diameter, it's just at about the limit that this will accept. But that's okay, I can still pull it, and that kind of makes it nice. It's not going to accidentally pull out. So the thing here is that you're going to get a good length of thread to work with. This is Aurifil, so you can hardly see it. Size 80. So I'm going to thread each needle, and these are very tiny sewing needles. So that one's threaded, and I put it there, right? And, gee, I wonder if there's a way to mirror this. I keep forgetting this is backwards on this stupid. On the tablet. So I thread the next one. And the needle threader doesn't work with these because the eye is so tiny. Which is also another reason to use that one's sort of crookedy. Trying to keep them as straight, as parallel as possible. See? Next one. And again, I'm sorry if I go off to where you can't see things, but it's like trying to record with this tablet is kind of difficult. So that's number 3, and I try to align the eyes of the needle so the thread just goes straight through. I'm going to pause for a minute, and then I'll do some more of the needles and come back. Okay. And I literally just hit pause and then started recording again. So we'll see how that looks. But I've got all the needles threaded, and here's the tail end of the thread. And if I'm going to store it, I would roll the thread up and twist it around the button. Aurifil's really hard to do. Twist it around the button. But I think I'm going to get ready to work on the chasuble, so I will show you how I start using it. I usually make sure I've got a pretty good tail of yarn on the brain. Okay, thread, and then I pull the needle out and trying to see which way would be best to show. I pull, oh, maybe this isn't, okay. Like I said, this one is pretty tight in there, so it doesn't want to just pull. But pull the thread to whatever length you want. I may have to make another one specifically for these kind of spools, but I've got quite a bit of thread out here. And then I twist around that a little bit and snip it. And these needles are still ready to go. They're all threaded. And the needle I pulled out is ready to go. And then I just repeat that process when that thread runs out. And put this up all nice and contained. Actually, if I was going to sit here and just sew, which I will in a moment, I would just leave this open. But I'm going to set that to the side for a minute and do something else for a few minutes and then sew. But that's how a continuous needle threader works. And I don't know if I'll be doing it right away after I post the video, but I will try to find the pattern, the lady that does the pattern, and link to her pattern that I used. Now mine, I'm starting, since I looked at her pattern and saw what she did, I kind of have ideas on my own, and it's really just, I mean, show you again here real quick. This flap is obviously, if you were to roll that out, you would have like basically what was a rectangle, but with one rounded side. So you cut out a strip that has a rounded side, like a rectangle, you know, however wide you want it, plus your seam allowance. Cut out that and a rectangle, and then two circles or two yo-yos is originally what I saw. So you make a yo-yo of whatever diameter, circumference. Actually, the circumference is really the measurement you're looking for, because the circumference is what's going to use up part of this, right? And then where you start and stop for the hole is up to you. And obviously I might have to make one with a smaller diameter but a little bit wider, you know, base pattern. Make this part a little wider to accommodate that. You could also, if you wanted to, if you had all your spools had holes like that, you could put a piece of elastic or something that was sewn on one side and a button on the other side, and thread the elastic through and button it up to hold this in. You could do that. I don't think I'd ever actually, you know, go through that trouble, because I hold it with my hand and it stays put well enough. And it would be a pain to take it in and out. But that is how a continuous needle threader works. Hopefully I can get something set up to show how to do at least one of the colors on the chasubles. I have 2 of them left to do. And the Manipul. And I don't think I'm going to do the Amice after all. It's just a bit much. And I think the point will be taken even without the Amice. It's not going to show it all, and it will make things a little more complicated for the girls to use. So, thank you very much. like I said, that's a continuous needle threader. Extremely useful little gadget that you can make for yourself practically out of scraps. It's just not very big. Thank you very much, and hopefully I'll be making another video for you soon.